Hey everybody, this is Matt. So we're going to be filming some of the activities that you've developed at the workshops over the past couple summers, just so you guys have an idea of how to implement them, especially for the people that haven't been able to attend the workshop. I know you get a kit with all these noodles and foam and kits and everything in it that it can be difficult to figure out what we mean when we send it all to you. So the first thing we have is an Axial exercise that was developed at the workshop in 2014. So basically we have this foam noodle with 4 colored stress elements on them. They're green, red, black, and blue. So the easiest way to do this is you just set it on the table and you apply a compression load to it, and then the students can see the axial deformation in those stress elements. So from there, we can also do it with a square element. So here you have your grid on there. It's a little bit hard to see on the camera, the deformations, but just to get the idea, you would just apply a compression load. Not too hard because we don't want it to buckle. And similarly on the other side where we have the diagonal grid, you could put an axial load on it to demonstrate the shear stress that also forms in the elements when they're rotated. So from there, we can use a lot of these same things for our bending exercises. And all these exercises can be found on the Canvas site. But if we wanted to apply a coupled moment, we could just do that, or the other way as well, and basically rotate it and observe different deformations in different stress elements. Similarly with the square beam, we could do the same thing, where we apply a bending load so we can see the tension occurring at the top and the compression at the bottom. And then if we wanted to observe the shear stress that occurs due to bending, we would look at the rotated side and apply our bending load. So the next exercise that we have developed at the 2014 workshop was a combined loading scenario. So we use the PVC elbow and place both foam noodles in each end. Make sure they're in there firmly. And we set it just on the table like that, apply a fixed foundation to it. So you can already see under its own weight that it's starting to buckle a little bit, but we could apply just purely axial on that first column like we did in the beginning. We could apply a load on the sides and see it bend even more. So now you have a bending stress and axial stress along with shear due to bending in that column. And then we can also apply lateral loads to the sides so you get that torsion induced and do it as well. So with all of these exercises where we have these 4 different colored stress elements on the noodles, we can grab our foam blocks, and some of you may have the Rubik's Cubes from last year as well. But we went to foam blocks this year, and so it's a little bit hard to see in the camera, but we have all the different colors: red, blue, green, and black. And so when you ask your students to, especially under the bending loads, where I go like this, well, the black is going to be different than the blue on top. And so then we can look at each block and have them represent the stresses with their Velcro arrows, or they can use the toothpicks and the tack putty to stick onto the cubes and demonstrate shear and normal stresses as well. Similarly, we also have, some of you have gotten a stress element that has all 4 different colors on each side. And this could be used to represent a stress element in the center of the object. And so that way, when you bend it, do a load like this, they can look at this stress element and observe the differences on each side, red, green, black, and blue, based on the orientation of their foam noodle. So that was all for the axial bending and combined lessons that we developed in 2014. We will be working on other exercises developed in 2014 and 2015 in the next videos.